how to configure SDL2, SDL2 TTF, SDL2 image, whatever, for Visual Studio. I'm going to be using Visual Studio 2022 for this, but I am imagining the process is the same for any Visual Studio. So down in the description will be a link for the GitHub page for libsdl.org. From there, whatever repository you're looking for, if it's SDL2, TTF image, whatever, the process will be identical for all of them. Once you're here, going to their GitHub and the actual one you're interested in, they'll on the side here have a releases. So I'm going to be using 2.30.3. They do have previews for SDL3.12, SDL3.13, or sorry, 3.11. The process I'm imagining is the exact same. So for Visual Studio, you'll be wanting to use the VC zip. I'm not entirely sure why it's VC. I just kind of run with it, but SDL2 devel 233 VC. So once you have that downloaded, it'll be in your downloads folder and you'll extract it as you've done with every zip file in your life. So once you do that, you want to put it somewhere, wherever you care to put it. So I put it in just at the top level of my C drive. I have image, TTF, and normal SDL2, but this is just going to be generally about SDL2, but again, the process is the exact same. So just put that extracted file at the top of your C file or C drive or wherever you want it, really does not matter. From there, you have to add it to your path environment variable. So you could do it just for your user, but I do it for my whole system, but yeah, whatever. So as you see here, you just point it to the lib and x64 if you're on a 64-bit operating system. If you're on a 32, you do the x86. So the process of adding one looks like doing new, browse, and then just go to your SDL2, lib, and x64, then hit OK. Then you hit OK and OK. Now it's in your environment variables, and that's needed for Visual Studio. So now actually configuring it for Visual Studio. So here I've created this empty console application called test. And at the moment it's just a cout for hello world. So we can compile and run this using Control F5, and we see hello world, and there's the program. So if I wanted to start using SDL2, just try to include SDL.h, and we see we get an error, can I open source file SDL2? So this is where the configuration comes in. You'll want to right click on whatever project name you have onto this, do properties. So there's a couple different ones we want to do. One thing to note is you'll likely want to do it for all configurations. There's release and debug, of course, but I would imagine you'd want to do it for all. So the first, we're going to go to the VC++ directories. Under include directories, we're going to edit this icon here, these triple dots, and then navigate to your include directory. So that was this PC, SDL2, include, and select folder. Okay, from there we have library directories. It's going to be the same thing but for the .lib. So we're going to navigate to where we have our SDL2, lib, x64, and again if you're on a 32-bit do x86. Okay, so once we have our include and libraries directory set, the last thing for this is going to linker and input and additional dependencies. From here we'll just put sdl2.lib semicolon sdl2 main.lib. From there you can hit OK and apply and OK, and now you're ready to go. So one kind of issue, if you try to now compile this, you'll get an well, you can also click the error anyway, but you get an unresolved external symbol, STL main, reference and function, whatever. Looking it up on Stack Overflow is what I've done before. For some reason, you just have to undef main. Now I think this only is a thing if you use the main not win main, but nonetheless, if you get this error, just undef main after your STL include. So from here, we can quick see that it works now. So now that we know it works, I can give a quick demo of some basic SDL stuff. So you can create a renderer, pointer, a window pointer. You can SDL create window and render, passing in the width, height, null for the flags, and then pointers to your pointers of the window and render. And I think if I just add a while true loop here, it'll continue to exist. Otherwise, it'll just go away. But so now we see here this black screen is the program running. Since it's a a while true loop, you're gonna have to close it manually. But either way, now you can see that you have SDL2 working and running. And so that's about it. Thanks for watching.